out. If you got a body, then you better not go out.
Welcome back to the Neal and Neal podcast. I'm Neal.
I'm Neal.
Oh, yeah. We are back after
Neal.
watching our punk-ass Cowboys.
Man, I didn't want to open with that.
Throw a game away against the fucking Cardinals.
They're going to make excuses. They're going to say that it was, well, we didn't have offensive line, blah, blah, blah. But defense didn't play well.
Nope.
Dak
didn't
can't throw in front of his receivers.
Every big throw behind his receivers. Every time. But it's all right. They're still good. That's fine. It's one game, 2-1. So
we'll see.
Yeah. Let's not throw the season away just yet.
We'll see what Stephen A. Smith says.
The Cowboys are done. They're fine. They should get rid of Dak and just start over with Trey right now. All right? You see how he threw that pick at the end of the game? That's how you know you got to get him out of there. We can't have you doing that, Dak. You've been doing it for the last 6 years.
He really has, though. I mean, it might be at a point where, I mean, if Dak doesn't have, he can't fucking keep doing this shit, okay? That's the problem, is it's like, if he makes it to the playoffs, we were kind of talking about this. If he makes it to the playoffs and he's one and done, like doesn't make it, doesn't advance, and does that again next year, are you looking up his contract?
No,
look up his contract.
I'm wondering how many game-winning touchdown passes has Dak actually thrown? But you
can't take that into consideration though, because if he fucks up in the beginning of the game and then he has a game-winning drive at the end of the game.
But I mean, that's no. But all of that means is like, okay, doesn't matter what you do earlier in the game. All that matters is that when the moment arises and you need to come up big,
how many?
You can't throw a fucking interception. You have to show up and win in the moment. And it seems to me like when he gets in those moments, a lot of the time, something happens.
Well, I know he's got, I think, good stats on both. Like, I think he's had, in his earlier career, he was doing fourth quarter comeback wins. But now it seems like, at least the last 2 seasons that I can remember, I know last year he kept throwing picks in the end of the season. And then we don't even want to talk about what San Francisco did to him.
Okay, so let's see. He's got 12 out of 12 fourth quarter comebacks and then 19 game-winning drives, okay? In a 10-year career?
I think this is his 8th or 9th season.
8th year career. So we're looking at 16 to 17 and like 8 years. So this is over a good 90 some odd games. He's only been able to come back and win in 19 where he was down.
I mean,
it's been, and that's probably all regular season that they're counting.
Well, they hadn't done much in the playoffs.
Oh,
in
hold
25
on.
years.
They've never really. They've won one game in the playoffs.
I think Dak has won.
Yeah,
2 games.
Postseason, one fourth quarter comeback.
Well, how many?
one fourth quarter game winning drive in the postseason.
But he's won how many postseason games in his career? 2, I think.
No more than 3. I know that much. At best, I'll give him 2.
Yep.
So,
well, that was shit to watch. But last night, I did watch The Machine.
Ooh.
I watched the Burt Kreischer movie. It's now available on Netflix.
Was it? Because I love his stand up. I've seen him live, and I've seen him do stand up live. Loved it. I've seen all his Netflix specials. I've loved all of those.
So it's fun. Like it's a fun movie if you like Burt Kreischer. I don't think if you've ever heard of Burt Kreischer, you're gonna like it at all.
Oh, okay.
Or you might like it, but you're not gonna appreciate it as somebody who understands who Burt Kreischer is, understands the Machine story. Because it kind of starts off.
Oh yeah, because if you don't know the Machine, because I from what I understand about the movie, it takes place like 20 years after the Machine story was supposed to have happened or something like that.
Yeah, so the story is Burt Kreischer's like not doing stand up, not doing comedy, not doing anything in the movie.
Okay.
Because something happened with one of his daughters, which I kind of thought was weird because he doesn't use his real daughter's names, but he uses his real wife's name.
Of course.
But it's not his wife.
You know.
But Leanne is in the movie for a very, very split second.
That's amazing.
And you'll see her when you watch it. But anyway, so some Russian mob woman comes to the party. Mark Hamill plays Bert's dad,
Okay.
who runs Kreischer Carpets with a K. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but so anyway, she wants.
Hold on. Is it Kreischer's Carpet Cleaning with all Ks?
No, it's Kreischer's Carpets. No cleaning, but it is with a K. And they do bring that up in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, stupid dad is with, you're spelling with a K. But they want this watch that apparently he stole on the train.
Oh shit. Okay.
And they go to Russia, and it has some of the most over the top, insane deaths I've ever seen in a movie.
Does it go like full Pineapple Express? Pineapple Express as far as like crazy over the top? Because you remember how it was a stoner movie, then it turns into this insane, crazy action movie all of a sudden. Does it kind of? And it just started kind of going over the top with like some of the deaths and the shootouts and all that stuff.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure, but it doesn't. It's pretty apparent at the beginning that you're like, okay, this is going to be a action comedy.
Okay.
Because there's shooting and action and fighting like off the bat.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that die, so I won't tell you when it happens, but you'll know. So one of them is this dude gets his throat slit.
Okay.
And Bert punches him in the neck, and his fist gets stuck inside. It's inside of his. He's like, I can't get it out. But it's fun. It's over the top. It's definitely over the top comedy. It's not believable at all.
Of course
like
not.
It's not. But it was if you're a Bert Kreischer, and there was one little Easter egg that I saw that he's like driving in. I think they're in Petersburg.
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, yeah. Somebody had tagged Tom as fat.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god. Hold on. So speaking of fat, because I remember hearing him talk about. Well, I remember he was talking about the making of it for a while, and he was talking about how like he would go out to McDonald's and get like 100 cheeseburgers and just start handing them out to the staff, and like he would eat 20 of them himself or some shit.
Well,
and I was like,
yeah.
he said you could see, at least he saw himself getting fatter throughout the shooting of the movie. Could you tell Bert like scenes that Bert looked significantly fatter than he did in other scenes?
So they do point out a lot in the movie. So I don't know if it was I'll say he doesn't look good in the movie. He looks better now. Like Bert's always been
he's always been up and down. So he definitely got fat for the movie. Is what you're telling me.
There's a couple of scenes in the movie where they're like, so the machine has become like
a folk legend or something
in Russia. Yeah. So his image is on like vodka bottles, and we'll see now. I fucking forgot where I was going with this. Okay. Oh yeah. So he's kind of built and jacked up on the bottle, and they're like, this man has titties. Like, and they're always like, you've got, the machine does not have titties. The machine, and
the machine does not have B cups.
Right. So, but it's
like, are these giving you back problems, sir?
It's a good watch, but it's so over the top. It gets so over the top. He eats 20-year-old pot brownies. Yeah. It's a good watch.
Okay.
Now I will tell you, I watched the first 25 minutes of Hoochie Daddies.
Yes.
So our very good dear friend D was over.
Oh, D got you on
Yeah.
Hoochie Daddies.
Who is our very good, she's a queer life coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I reason that we bring that up because if you missed the last episode, yeah, because we forgot to mention we had fucking technical difficulties last time. We were halfway through the show and then the camera went out.
Yes.
But anyway, so D's like, you should watch it. I was like, all right, let's watch a little bit of it. Man, we got into so many conversations about
it. Did you at least get to the first fight?
No.
There's a fight the very first episode. Like this one chick is getting like choke slammed against a wall and shit. It's fucking crazy.
So I didn't even, but I already have so much to talk about with the first 25 minutes. I can't remember. Was it Dyke God?
So there's Dyke God, and so I got it wrong. I got one of the names wrong. So it's Dyke God and it's Stud King.
Stud King.
Yes.
One of them had nothing but pasties on.
That was Dyke God.
Okay. That's who I thought it was.
Dyke God and I think Taz. There's one real like tall light skinned girl that I think her and Dyke God are both strippers. Oh, actually, did you get to? I think that was the first episode. Did you get to where they were at the strip club?
No. So this is what happened. This is what happened. This is the worst shot show I have ever seen in my life. Now let me hold on. Let me
Neal, I told you they ain't got a budget, bro. Like this is they're shooting this with one camera and an iPhone. That's how they shoot this.
Okay, I agree with you because you didn't tell me that, but like I started picking it apart.
I told you.
You did?
Yeah, I told you they didn't have a budget.
No.
I told you the quality was not the best.
You told me that they didn't have a budget, but man, listen.
I told you no budget.
Listen, okay. I thought
the sound gets crazy in spots.
It's stupid terrible. Because
they ain't got no live mics. It's like they've got one. They're all using the mics off the camera. So if it's
they have no mics.
No,
that's what I'm. Okay, let's just let me break down what I saw.
Okay. I'm so glad you watched some.
Because the main girl. Now I was asking D. This is one thing. So I was asked. D was like, "Well, I like that we're getting representation on TV." And then I said,
what kind of representation?
Right. And so then as we started watching it, I asked her that question. I said, I get what you're saying, but this is the most ratchet shit I've ever seen in my life. So let me start off by saying, I don't remember the main girl's name, but
Moyo, the host?
Yeah. Is that who?
I want to say Moyo.
Moyo?
Yeah.
Okay. So Moyo's sitting in his house. And she is sitting in a gigantic room. How can I tell she's sitting in a gigantic room? It's because I'm getting about 15 echoes coming through the audio. And I'm like, 2 minutes into it, I had to put the subtitles on, not because I can't I can't understand her, because it's being shot off of an iPhone. How do I know it's being shot off of an iPhone? Because it is the bouncy, when there's one dude that's bouncing around on the image, and then there's another one that actually has a nice camera, and I can tell.
Oh, you can tell when it goes from shot to shot.
100%. So then they're all talking at once, and I'm like, well, I definitely can't. Nope, subtitles. So subtitles are on.
The subtitles are even better sometimes.
Yeah, because that's the only way you're gonna understand it.
And half the time, I'll hear clearly what they're saying, and the subtitles will say something different.
Something different.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta have it on. So then they find out where they're sleeping, and in the back of my mind, I'm going, this is the most random ass bed arrangement like I've ever seen in my life. They got a king in one room, then they got a queen and a queen blow up mattress in another room, and then they got, I think, a couple twins in one room, and then they got one girl in a cot in the closet.
Yes.
Isn't that Dyke God? Yeah. So they got Dyke God in the closet.
Literally in the fucking closet.
Yeah, she already came out the closet. Don't put her back in the closet. But she is in the closet. Like, that is her room. So when they shot this, somebody couldn't count. Actually, they couldn't count twice because one girl got an air mattress and the other girl got a cot in the closet.
Oh yes.
And then I'm like, what did they do? Just pull names out of a hat? They didn't even have a competition for the bed. I'd be like, because I would have thought that'd have been perfect.
That'd have been
perfect.
Yeah.
You got, all right, 2 of y'all is getting an air mattress and a cot. And by the way, that cot is in the closet. So we're gonna do a game, and the lowest 2 scores get the mattress or the blow up mattress.
You
and
know
the
what?
cot.
You know what the crazy thing is? That guy got so. Some of these girls were really lucky because Dicot is by far the smallest woman there, and she's the one in the closet. Because some of these other women, they'd have been just like all just squished together, trying to fit in that cot, and that closet. It just wouldn't have happened.
Man, there's no way. There's no fucking way. If I was on a competitive reality TV show where I'm fighting for something, and I'm gonna be like,
no,
no.
they were literally fighting.
Well, I haven't seen the fight yet. So there's one girl, she's always carrying around a fifth in her hand. Like she always has something. She's always drinking
with
something.
with the hat.
I think she had like a cold ass Boston Celtics. She had like a clean ass Larry Bird jersey.
Oh, okay. Yes. I think that was Maya B. I think that might have been Maya.
Whatever, but she finished. D and I thought she like comes up, finished. She's drinking a bottle from the car to the house, and then she gets in the house, and I swear she pulls another bottle out of her bag and starts sipping on that.
Oh yes.
And then they you said Moyo?
Yes.
Moyo calls them in, and there are flies everywhere. I don't know if it's the same fly keeps getting jumping in and out of the shot, but I'm like, damn, y'all couldn't pause what you do. This was a one and done kind of shot. This was not, all right, let's take 2.
Oh.
I don't know, man.
It gets so much better. So like they end up going to like there's they go to a lesbian strip club, which in my mind conceptually I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It never once entered into my head. You know how when you think about it, like, oh yeah, that does make sense. That would be around. But since you're not in that world, it would never occur to you to think about it. And I was like, I wonder what a lesbian strip club does look like. And they go, and man.
Well, where are they?
They're in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, that's right.
But okay. You remember like the clubs they would have in like Terrell, where it would be like in like
a barn?
Not necessarily a barn, but like those really small clubs where it's like in a really small building. Like a small bit, like it could have been a restaurant at some point.
You're saying that it's like it's on a strip center, and then there's like this little club, but it's next door is a laundromat or something. Like it's weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the type of strip club it is. And these, man, the 2 girls that
are
on the show,
strip clubs like that. Ooh.
Yeah, as long as
it's Jacksonville,
it's
Florida.
Jacksonville, so it's like you can get zoned for whatever.
Strip clubs, alcohol.
But I mean, two of the women there that are strippers, they're like, well, shit, let's make some money. So they come out there. This first episode,
and they don't work there.
No,
they just decided.
I mean, well, like
we're on.
They knew they were going to be shooting the show there, and the 2 girls were like, well, fuck it, since I'm here, let's make some money. And so they're out there stripping. Come back. That's when they start fighting. So they all come back.
So they get
drunk.
back from the strip club all drunk off their asses, and then they want to fight.
Oh yes. And so here's the craziest part. I told you like they confiscate guns and all that shit. I told you about that one.
Ridiculous.
Like 8 women, 5 fucking guns. And then what's even crazier? So later on, they have a fucking shot contest. Okay, so they have like some tequila shot contest. At the same time they're having a shot contest, they bring in a fucking tattoo artist. And they're like, who's all gonna get some Hoochie Daddy tattoos? And you gonna get extra points if you get them on the face.
What?
Everybody gets face tats. I'm talking temple, behind the ear, one girl on the back of the head, one girl got it like right here next
So
to
as long as it was on the head.
Yeah, like
And
everybody got
it was just Hoochie Daddy?
it was like this small like circular HD symbol, probably about maybe half dollar size.
Oh, okay. I
But think
mean,
about boom, head tat. For this show, Neil, would you have got a tattoo for this damn show?
I wouldn't have been on the damn show to begin with.
Well, hold on. Show like this, but let's say
Mhm.
they're recruiting, reality show people for people who grew up in small towns. You're on there. It's you get there day one. Guy
Yeah.
with the professional camera with the stabilizer.
What, is it the
Other
same
person
price?
with iPod, and yeah,
It's the same
so
price?
it's a all expense paid trip to Jamaica. I think they get something else,
Isn't it like
and then they get
almost 10 grand or something?
no,
Or
no. I
$1,000.
think it was like $1,000
Or
or
it was
something like that.
18, it was a weird number. It was like
Yeah.
1,800 bucks or
Yeah.
something.
And then they
Okay.
also, because I don't remember this in the first episode, but then later on she's like, okay, you get this trip, this, and you get a part in this movie by this production company. And it's like, wait, where did this come from?
It's going to
So,
be available on Tubi.
Yep, maybe so.
It takes
So-
2 weeks to shoot. It'll be out in 15 days.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the best part. So they have the shot contest. Everybody gets face tats. Or whatever.
So it's a literal who can drink the most. It's just a shot contest.
She's going through. You could tell she's making up rules as she goes, because at some point she was like, all right, you know what? This is going too slow. Let everybody who's still in, we taking double shots. Now we're doing all this. Half of these women get through 11 fucking shots of tequila.
And some of them are not big.
Yeah, no. Some of them are not
Yeah.
even drinkers. One girl quit at the very beginning because she was like, if it was brown liquor, I'd be in. And she quit off the jump because it was tequila.
And I mean, and it depends on too what kind of tequila you're shooting. Because
I think it was Casamigos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But you're asking me
would you get a face tat for a reality
for
show?
that? No.
For a chance, you're in a competition for a trip for an all expense paid vacation. Do you get a face tat as part of this
No.
competition?
I'll just pay for my own goddamn trip. I'm not gonna. Are you out of your mind? It was like I saw. I don't remember if we talked about this because we had so much damn trouble with the cameras. But like I saw. It's like if I say something about tattoos, like, oh, you don't like tattoos. It's like, no. But there are certain tattoos in certain places that it's immediate deal breaker for most guys. Like I saw this girl the other day. She was gorgeous, but she had a giant tattoo on her forearm of her one baby.
Of a baby?
Yeah, it was one of her kids. She had like.
Was it the face or the a fetus?
No, it was like the portrait view on the
Okay.
forearm, and then I just
Forearm.
was.
Interesting.
I was like, okay,
Mm.
cool.
Man, so here's the even craziest part to me. This is a part I was like, this could go so bad. So they did they had the fight the first episode. Few episodes later, Diet God gets into like 3 fights in like 30 minutes in one episode. And so the next day, she decides to have a fucking boxing contest. So
What,
there's
Moyo wants to, or just Diet God?
no. Moyo has all the women
doing a
put on
boxing.
boxing gloves, and fucking she like just matched everybody up and was like, all right, you're gonna do 3 30-second rounds each, and I'm gonna pick the winner of each fight, and the winner of each fight gets points towards the thing. They are outside. They just put a fucking tarp down on the ground, and then
They're just outside on the grass.
outside tarp. They got like a blue tarp over the grass, and then they put bricks down on all the corners to hold it down.
We don't want the tarp to slide
Put some fucking fence posts up and a little strings wrapped around it to make a ring. I'm just the whole time I'm thinking, somebody's gonna go out and somebody's gonna fucking catch their head on one of these bricks, and I'm just like, this can go so bad, so
That-
bad.
Man, I'm surprised that they didn't like lube them up with baby
No,
oil. And
no. So like, I think all they had was a water bottle. Nobody's putting Vaseline on to avoid cups, and these women are just out there. Just
Wait, they only have on gloves. They have no head. I mean, I know I'm asking the wrong question, but
no. They don't have hand wraps. They don't have headgear. They just fucking put 12-ounce gloves on these chicks and they just start throwing it.
Man, I wonder, like, I haven't seen all of it, but I
Oh.
kind of feel like this is a missed opportunity to take, like, I guess, hood shit and incorporate it into games. Like, have a
Maybe.
domino tournament. Just do something.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think, but nope.
And it's like,
She
you
was like,
can't.
hey, yeah, some of y'all are trying to fight already, so why don't we just let y'all get it out?
Yeah, and it's like, well, you can't say that. You can't say. Yeah, fucking watch this show,
Ah,
and you'd be like, you know what? This is a great opportunity to
it's
have
fucking.
something. I mean, I can't say a lot of them because I'm white, but like, there's
Oh yeah, just like a spades and domino contest.
you could have a
Ooh,
cooking competition, but
they actually.
oh, they have one.
So no,
What are they
hold
cooking?
on, hold on, no, no, no.
Oh.
So oh, the coach cons the shit out of these women so bad. She was like, she just comes in one morning, wakes everybody up. They hungover as fuck. And she was like, hey, you know what? I want to see how good some of y'all can cook and this, that, or the other. And she just gets them all to make breakfast. And so, she's trying it out, all this up. Actually, this is when some of the fight start is over breakfast because she thought somebody didn't wash the sink or some shit. But so here's the thing. She comes, she's eating it. She's like, oh, this is really good. Who made this? Who made this? They're like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And she was like, and then they were like, all right, so who won? Who's getting the point? She was like, oh, I didn't say this was a competition. I just wanted to eat breakfast. And everybody's like, fuck you.
Man, and see, the other thing about this show is like, and even D said some of these women, especially from a distance, like you can't tell that they're a woman. Like I can tell D wears more masculine clothes, but I could still tell.
Mhm.
But like I think it was who'd you say had the Celtics jersey on?
I think that was Maya B, maybe.
Yeah, for a second I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wouldn't.
there was a few women that were built like if you wanted to get into like a women's football league, you'd be a really good linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
you could fuck a few women up.
Yep.
Like you get
Yeah.
out there and you can like lace
And that's I thought about
lay
that
some
too.
hits on some folks.
I was like, if any of those women ever came at me, I'd have to defend myself because they're gonna kill me if I don't. Like that, they're that crazy. Like there's not gonna be a happy ending to this. I can see a brick getting picked up or something. Like I'm gonna have to. You 5 out of 8 had a gun anyway.
Yeah. That was so great.
Speaking of crazy, I forgot last time. So
What the
I got a friend who showed me a match he had on one of his Hinge profiles,
okay.
and I don't know if it's the audacity, the entitlement, like what it is about some of these single. I see it. I saw it a lot from like mid to late 20s.
Okay.
So the first thing she had on her profile was, I don't do 50-50. And I took that as if we go out anytime, you're paying for everything no matter what. That's the way I took it because of what I read later on in the profile.
I
So
could not be single nowadays
mm, mm,
at all.
mm.
I don't know how you made it as long as you did when
Well,
you were single because like the shit that you were going through, I was like, fuck this.
I
Ugh.
mean, there was
So many crazy.
so many crazies. And I can weed out those. I weeded out those crazies first easily because I saw a lot of them. There was some that you could weed out, like if they had stuff like that, or Let's Go Brandon, or like just you telling me that how many children you have and they're your world. Like I had so many 4 or more children, women like that I matched with and just went
4 or more kids.
I had one that had 8.
Fuck.
I remembered she had
You better be coming out of a 12-year marriage. Like for you to have 8 fucking kids.
it.
You better not be like, oh yeah, I've never been married. I'm sorry.
No,
What?
it was, but it was like an 8. 18-year
kids, never been
marriage.
married.
No.
Oh,
She'd been married, and it was the
okay,
same guy,
okay.
but it was an 18-year marriage,
Still,
and I
8
think
fucking kids. I want no parts of that. No,
no.
God no.
Could you imagine cooking a meal for 10 people every time?
Ugh,
8 kids and you and your wife.
ugh. Shit's always broken around the house.
Oh,
Just
shit's gonna be
noisy as
constant.
fuck.
Could you imagine laundry?
You're just blowing through washing machines every 4 years. Oh my
Man,
god, daily
if
laundry,
you're not
'cause that
having,
shit's gonna build up everywhere.
Yep.
Like that at that point, once I feel like once the kids outnumber the parents, that's when you start relying on kids to help raise the other kids. Because
I
once you
mean,
get to
pretty
3
much.
kids, now you got the oldest looking at helping you look after the other 2.
But think about if
And
you
then once you
had
get to
those
8,
kids.
you're like, "All right, you are responsible for all right, you're let's say 8 kids. All right, let's make them ages 10 to 2."
I
And
think
I'm just
I
like,
think I remembered. I think she said they were 12
even better.
to something. But
12 to 4.
are you
Or 12
are
no,
you
let's go
out of your
12 to 3. The
mind?
12-year-old is responsible for the 5, 4, and the 3-year-old, and then the other way, like you're responsible for these 4, and then we'll watch these other ones. But
Okay.
these are yours. We got to start. No, we got to start.
All right. We just had your nephew over, Prince.
Go.
How old's Prince?
He is
14? Wasn't he 14?
no. 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm. You can take a 12, 13-year-old. You're gonna let
Hold
them.
on. Not all 12 and 13-year-olds are the same. I will say that. I have some fairly responsible 12-year-olds that we teach at the gym.
Well, good. They can choke out the other ones.
There you go. I'm just saying. Like I've met a few responsible 12-year-olds. Plus, I think if growing up, if they already have that, like, hey, you're slowly taking more and more care of all of these other kids. Actually, you know what? No. The 12-year-old takes care of the 10, 11, the 11, 10, and 8-year-old, and I gotta get the young ones.
Man, I just always. What was that? There was a movie that Steve Martin. It was like
Cheaper
Cheaper
by
the
the
Dozen.
oh,
Yeah.
that was a goddamn horror movie.
That's what I think every time.
That's what it is.
But and then I think in there a couple of the kids were older and out of the house, but still I'm like, that's
Ugh.
could you imagine the size of the water heater you would need? You'd have to give
No,
10 baths. Each kid's bathing every other day,
Oh no, you've got 2 separate water heaters.
hosing them off outside.
Oh god, yeah. No,
Talcum powder.
you do exactly what my fucking stepdad used to do to us.
Huh? And that's 4 of you.
So he was oh my god, he would be so cheap sometimes. So what he would do, he was like, "We're not having this crazy water bill. So look, you turn the water on, you rinse off, you turn the fucking water off. You lather your shit up, you soap up, turn the water on, rinse off, then you turn that shit right back on."
Was he in the military?
No.
Because that sounds like a fucking like
That
military
sounds
bath.
military, but he was like, "Fuck no." Oh, God
did he
forbid
ever
you're like,
live out-
"Nah, I'm not gonna turn it off. Your water's been on 5 minutes. Hey, turn that water off." You already know.
I got the timer running.
Oh,
That sounds like somebody that lives out in a camper. Like, no, you can't let the water run all the time. You only got so much in here.
Yeah, but no, he was just in our ass. He was like, "Nah, you gonna turn it on, rinse off, turn it off."
Damn. I couldn't. Water bill, electric bill, lunches.
The amount of
screw all
times
that.
we got yelled at for fucking trying to turn the air down, like in the summer. Like I'm at home in the middle of the day, and he's got it, and it's fucking 102 outside, and I'm in my room, like, cause I'm not going outside into that, and and he's got the AC turned up to like 82, and I'm just in there, just like, "Ugh." And I turn it down. He's like, "Hey, I'm not having no $500 electric bill. Turn it back on."
I don't know how like our
You better turn that fan on.
Yeah, our parents' generation can keep it at like 80 degrees and think that that's fine, and I can't do it. I can't. But okay, so aside from the kids thing,
yes. Oh no, not 50-50.
Before I forget, so down below it said it was like what she was looking for in a man.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm looking. It's something like I'm looking for the 666, and I went, what?
36 Mafia? They gotta be
Right.
rappers?
The mark of the beast? Like, what you looking for? So she goes, I want a man who's 6 foot, 6-pack, and a 6-figure salary.
Bitch, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
The fuck is
So
wrong with
I was
you?
like, is this a thing? I Googled it. Apparently it is. But the thing is that okay.
I want the top 0.5% of a man that I could find.
That's exactly what it
I'm
was.
in my fucking mid-30s
Oh
and
no, she was 27.
okay,
But
that's some young girl type shit requested
yeah,
then.
but
Like, here's the thing,
she
life
wasn't.
hasn't beaten her down in order for her to lower her expectations yet. Because here's the thing, if that's her, that's her like benchmark for a man now. She's gonna be 30 and she's gonna look up when she's 33. All of her other friends are married and have kids, and she's walking around lonely as fuck and be like, maybe I need to reevaluate this shit.
Well, I think that this is the back and forth I saw with a lot of this is you'll have the women's side, some will say, well, there's nothing wrong thinking that. And I'm like, that's not
That
the
could be your
point.
goal. Every guy wants to
Well,
fucking marry a supermodel,
but
but that's not the only thing that will ever fucking go. You know?
but I feel like this younger generation, like that's all they're chasing after. Like
Oh God.
they're putting it in their profile. And I saw tons of these like this. And here's the problem and the issue is that you're looking for I think it was like less than 0.5% of single men in the country. When you start, I think it was just on salary, 6 foot, 6-figure,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
and
just
6-pack
height wise, the U.S. average height wise
is
is what, like,
5'9".
yeah,
I think
5'9" and
5'9",
a half or something like
something like
that.
that.
So you're looking for somebody above average height.
Yeah.
And then like literally like I think what medium income now is like what 40 to 50,000 or something like that
Man, I don't.
at best.
I think the average household income is 72, I think,
US,
and that's with dual income.
hold on,
Yeah.
let me look this up.
But
US. So yeah,
so
about 74.5,
74.
and that's
Yeah.
hold on, that's household income.
That's household income.
So we're
That's a
thinking dual
two
income.
parent. Yeah.
So that makes the national average around 36 grand, 36 to 37,000.
Yeah.
So you're asking for somebody who's making more than about maybe triple the national average in income.
I mean, a single, yeah, but you want
Yeah.
a single person to bring in more than the average household income.
Yep.
And it's like, well, what are you trying to say here, Neil? Is that
Oh, hold on.
she
Not to mention in a country with one of the biggest obesity problems, six-pack abs.
right. So this 0.5% that you're looking for, and the thing was, is she was okay. She wasn't a bombshell by any means. And when I'm trying to say, well, okay, well, what are you bringing to the table for this guy that's got the 666?
Mhm.
Is she says, well, I'm a good cook.
Are you like a fucking James Beard or like Michelin
You
star
better
chef
Gordon,
or some
you better
shit?
be Gordon Ramsay that shit every
That's what I'm
night.
saying. You better be fucking an Iron Chef in here if this is what you're asking
Right.
for.
And I think that's the problem is that you can waste years of your life trying to chase something that is that small of
Oh yeah.
because I'm just like,
To be honest, I think that's some of what is happening to the generation. I guess the generation right after ours, because they're the ones who grew up with
oh
internet and
yeah,
social media. Because some of it's probably social media with like only the best, the top 1% of like food people are really like what everybody's really looking at on social media. So
yeah, but then
and
a
so
lot of
they could, but see when you constantly that's all that's up there. That's all you're expecting to see. You're like, oh, I see this hot with the big booty. I see this other
yeah
hot chick with the big ass. So then you get all these kids. You're like, all right, that's what I need to want. That's all I'm looking for. And because you got it with men, as much as women complain about men having unrealistic expectations for women, it goes
it
both
goes both.
ways.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like
gonna
we both
say.
have unrealistic expectations for each
Well,
other.
Instagram, and that's what I saw, and because I kind of dug into this more, it was our parents' generation. That generation was the man provided, the woman kind of stayed at home. That's just how it was.
Mhm.
Not saying that that's what we wanted, but that was a lot of households. And then our generation, I feel like more of them, it was you kind of met around college, you finished college, you you
Yeah, I think
you
like
worked
my
your way
my
up.
parents' generation was one of the first generations to start having like both parents, like a majority of
Where
both
they
parents
worked,
working.
right.
So
It's
we
more
grew up
probably the
seeing more
grandpa,
of both
yeah,
parents working. So it's like, all right, we're
yeah,
coming in to
right.
do that and all that kind of stuff.
But now what I'm seeing is that there's these guys who are like, I'm not getting married early. I'm not having kids. I'm not having a
That was
family
me.
because I want to establish. No, I'm talking about like, I know
Oh, they want
we
to get
just
rich
turned.
first before they start
Well,
trying to.
they right. They don't want to get. They're not wanting to get tied
Mhm.
down and having a family. But the problem with that is that they are chasing the younger, not
Yeah.
too young, but the 20-year-olds still that have the amazing bodies,
Yeah.
but bring nothing else to the table
Oh
because
yes.
that's what both sides are thinking is if I have money, I can get this. And if I have this, I can get that. And it's like, well, where's the substance of your relationship outside of the fact that you're hot and you make a lot
Hey,
of money?
but it looks good on Instagram.
It does.
See, and that's the one thing that has pissed me off because I've overheard way too many arguments about Instagram, like how my relationship looks on Instagram or how it looks on whatever, and like it's like
Where you're
no, not
oh,
mine,
just
but
in
just like how
general.
they're instant. Like it was like,
Yeah.
well, so and so he liked this picture, but he didn't. He commented on this picture, or he liked this, or he didn't even make a post about this. It was like, but did he fucking take you out to eat? Did he buy you flowers? Did he come to? Did he do all this stuff and just not broadcast it to everybody? But you're pissed that he didn't broadcast it. Do you want the action or do you want the appearance of the action?
Well,
Because there's so many influencers that Sandy likes, and I know like I've seen with like L&D that they have
yeah.
shown me that are in these like relationships, and they show all their family. It's like, oh, they're great marriage, happy marriage. They do all this, and then next thing you know, it's like, boom, they're divorced. Apparently, they were miserable this whole time. It's like, well, what the fuck? It
Well,
looks so good on Instagram.
but that I think there's just a level of it's fake, and
Yes.
you can see it if you really look at it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these, you're like, nobody acts that way.
Dude.
Realistically, nobody acts in relationships like that. That is a facade
Oh,
because all these, well, why can't you get me 120 roses like this? It's like
oh my god.
because I this
I love that you
Instagram.
bring this up because this came up with my therapist
Oh God.
once. Oh shit. So, full disclosure, I am shitty about being romantic. And
You
so
are pretty nice.
and so like I'm talking with my therapist, and I think it came up in me and Sandy's couple therapy once, where we were talking about like I see these videos. Actually, I remember saying I see these videos. They got all these rose petals going across the floor, on the bed, or in the fucking in the tub. And I'm just and I every time I see it, I was like, who's cleaning all that shit up? They're gonna stain those fucking sheets. Or like, I mean, I remember doing this one time with Sadie, where we had like a bunch of rose petals and stuff all in the tub. Clogged the fuck out of that goddamn tub. Like I'm sitting up here trying to scoop all these wet fucking rose petals out of here, and it's clumping up. There's this nasty fucking red ring around the tub now that we're trying to scrub the fuck out of to get off. That's the part they never show you is they show you the romantic, beautiful 10 minutes leading up to it, but they don't show the hour and a half of you trying to clean that shit up after the fact.
See, I think though you have because you've been married for 8 years this October,
Oh shit, yeah,
17th.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be 8 years. Shit.
What? You should have been immediately like, yes, that's right, Neil.
Well,
Because you had to think about it. You're like,
well, see, here's the thing. I know we've been together for 12 years. And so I have to
yeah.
think like, okay, we've been together 12. How many of that have we been married? So I got to kind of think back like, okay,
I don't have to.
2015.
I don't have
Okay,
to.
boom, that's going to be.
I don't have to do. It's like it's weird, there's a specific reason why I know that anniversary, and it's because I did a Tough Mudder, and
Trauma, Neil, we're trauma bonded. On one of the greatest days of my life, you had one of the worst of yours.
it wasn't that bad. I just was so unprepared for it. But I remember because I remember I remember when you won, or when you finished. It says you're a winner. With the
okay.
race.
I was like, who won what?
Yeah, no, you get like this bag of kind of like it's some pre-workout, some beef jerky.
Who the fuck is giving you pre-workout at the end of this? He's
I
like,
took
hey, you just finished all of this. Let's hear some pre-workout so you can have a heart attack right after this goddamn run.
packaged. Is the like single use for later.
Okay.
But it was sponsored. The one I went to was sponsored by C4, and they had
just shit in your pants all the way
no,
through.
they had C4 stations. Like I took a pre-workout when I started. I got halfway through it and was gassed, and they had another station. I was like, fuck it. And I took another one.
Oh, I would have had a heart attack doing this.
I was gonna die either way. So I figured, let me at least finish.
Okay.
But no, like the race. Like so I'm like, well, if it gives out there, at least I'm a winner. But I remembered they gave you a towel, and that towel has like you completed or whatever, you're a wiener. You get and it has the year on it. And so I remember that towel because I'm like, I will cherish this forever. I've never worked so hard for this towel, a towel in my life.
Oh man.
I think I would do a Spartan race, the 3-mile one.
Okay. So like the Tough Mudders, the hard ones, the Spartan races are the easier ones, right?
Well, I think they have like 3 levels of Spartan race.
Okay.
And the top one is like 8 miles, I think. I ain't doing that. The 3-mile though, obstacle course, I'm like, okay, if somebody says, hey, let's do one in 6 months, sure. You ask me to do a Tough Mudder.
You want to do
hey, fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Oh fuck.
No. And it's I just don't, man. There's a lot of. I'll just say there's a lot of white people there. There was a lot of white.
Fuck yes. That does not shock me. He's like,
there were some dudes running around with chains on their necks, and when I mean like, no, I'm not talking,
like a Cuban link.
Yeah, I'm
that?
talking like chain link chains, the heavy duty chains around their neck with gas masks on, and I'm going. They're gonna find you in a ditch somewhere because you're just gonna pass. Yes, I'm talking
fuck?
The chains that you'll see the
that they'll put like on the heads
in the gyms. Yeah, was running around with those around their necks at this Tough Mudder. Proof point. I don't know.
Fuck you.
I was
fuck
done.
That guy. Fuck that guy. Let me show up to this hard ass race and let me just look like an asshole and just make like. First of all, like, are you seriously going to carry this for fucking 12 miles? Or, like, what are you going to do when that shit falls off when you land in the water? Are you getting to the station, taking it off, and then, like, drill it through?
I think there were some of them that he did, but it was on somebody's property out near Forney. So it was like somebody had rented the space out to Tough Mudder, and they built an obstacle course out there. But, I mean, some of the spots of this guy's land was just already an obstacle as it was.
Oh shit!
Because he had like dirt hills and stuff. So what they did is you had to climb up a pretty steep hill, but then they made like a mud pit when on the decline, so you had to like jump into the mud and then get out of the mud.
Oh fuck!
Because you weren't jumping onto the ground, you were probably gonna snap your. I was like, I can't walk. There's water this way. There's screw it. I lost my shoe. God. I had to dig down in there because it's mud.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, that's how I remember your anniversary so well, Mr. Unromantic.
I mean, but yeah, that's all I can think of is like, that's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass later. But I mean, I did come up with a good idea for this year's anniversary. She already knows, so I'm not
okay. I was like,
surprised. We're gonna be on like some houseboat out.
Yeah.
And so it should be fun. Should be interesting. I'm just hoping. The only thing I'm hoping is like there's not that old dude in the boat next to us that's just living out there. That's just like, oh hey, how's it going? Like he's just bothered.
He's the homeless version of houseboat. Like
yeah,
it's a boat.
Or that dude, he's going through his divorce, so he's got to go stay on the fucking boat that that he bought
Oh, and you just
while his
see
wife gets
just
the house.
bottles everywhere on the deck. Well,
He
that's
sees
cool.
us coming in there. His marriage is falling apart. We're celebrating ours. He's like, "Ugh, don't do it. Get out while you can."
Man, yeah, I'm well, your wife has told me that I'm romantic, not towards her, but just as a
Oh
general
yeah,
person.
you're way better at that than I am. Way better.
I guess. I
But
mean, honestly,
I think I'm somewhat on the spectrum because that shit just does not connect with
dude,
me.
yeah, there's sometimes, and I'm kind of like Sandy is in a sense kind of lucky that you were so oblivious because we've been out at fights before, like MMA,
Mhm.
not just bare knuckle, some dude's dungeon. And like there have been Bellator ring girls and stuff that will just like these chicks that I'm like, who the fuck are they? What? Who are these? And you're like, oh yeah, I know them. I'm like, they were all over you, and you're like, no, they weren't. I'm like, yeah, yes, they were. When this was when you were fighting,
Oh,
not so much anymore. But you're like, oh, I don't know, and I'm like,
oh, dude, I had no game whatsoever.
like
It was
it
bad.
got the humidity in the room rise from
I was like,
all of the
why are there just
moisture.
puddles everywhere?
Yeah.
Why is the floor wet now?
But I think I was when I started dating again because it had been so long that I was oblivious because I was, 14, 15, like for a long time
Yeah.
I was in a relationship and you
Ugh.
don't remember how to date
Yes.
because you've reached the end. It's
I was never supposed to do this again.
right.
I was supposed to learn this skill just so I could get to where I was, not
Yeah.
relearn this again.
And then it's
Yeah.
changed.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
had there was no such thing as smartphones when I was dating, let alone dating apps.
Yeah.
I had to figure out how
Dude, texting was new back whenever you were dating.
T9 word. It was like,
back when you had to get fucking text message plans. I could only get
oh
200 a month. And you'd
yeah,
have that one crazy chick blowing you up
Yep.
and you wanted to fight her because now your
Nope.
your cell phone bill is $100 more than it
Nope.
should be.
I did it. I did the unlimited text plan so that I only had like 300 minutes. I'd be like, I can't talk. I only got 300 minutes.
Yep.
Text me.
It was 300 during the day, and
And
then it was
unlimited at
unlimited
nights.
after like 8
Yep.
o'clock.
Yep.
Have motherfuckers calling people
Yeah.
8:01. Boom, that
Yeah.
phone is ringing.
And don't call. You know what time it is. Call me
Yes.
back. You gonna waste 12 minutes. I only got 72 minutes left before the month
Yes,
is
he's
up.
like, look, I talked to you for like an hour yesterday. I only got 15 minutes for
Yeah.
the rest of the month.
That is 20% of my total monthly minutes, and we wasted that on the first of the month. Now,
oh man.
in case I need to call my mom, I can't call my mom.
Yeah. Or actually, and at the same time, I think calling cards were still around, so
Oh,
you
the
could
track
kind of
phones.
sketch the.
I worked at Radio Shack, RIP. I don't even think they're around anymore.
No, I don't think so.
But my first job was at Radio Shack, and it was it was old people and checks.
Really?
Man, you had to. A lot of the time I had to fill out these checks for these old people.
Oh, but
Can you write it out for me? Huh? Why? My hands don't work good. I was like, all right, here.
they
Here,
got the
Miss
arthritis is so bad they can't grip the pen, so they're just like
Here, Miss
walking.
Sally. Here's your 15-minute track phone card that you can go use to call your grandson.
Oh man!
But no,
And then God forbid you had to call international, then it's like double. So like you got those 100-minute cards, and you'd have to get 2 just to get a decent call out of it.
I just know that back then, if you went over the phone minutes, it's like, listen, they're charging me $14.99 a minute. Stop.
Yeah.
My phone bill is only $12.99. But if I go over to 301,
yes,
they're adding on $15.
Oh fuck yes.
And then it came with the who had the shit? Was it Verizon? Who had if you only used like
The rollover minutes.
rollover
when they
minutes?
started,
Yeah.
rollover minutes changed the fucking
Yep.
game. because I knew some people were like, "Look, hey, I got 300 rollover minutes this month. Hey, you
Yep.
call, hit me up or whatever." Or they try to like cancel their plan and try to keep the rollover minutes to last them for like another 3 months. So they try to get away with paying only like $10 a month for their cell phone.
Man, I'm telling you, it
Because I
it
knew guys who had unlimited. Oh, I remember what it is. For somehow he had finagled a phone early, like in
yeah.
high school, and so and the plan had rollover minutes. So he wasn't using all of his rollover minutes and all of his minutes in high school. So by the time he got to college, I remember he had cut his phone plan because his parents were like, "All right, now that you graduated, you paying for all your own shit." So he was like, "Fuck." So he cut his cell phone plan and just paid, I think was it like $12 a month for unlimited text, but he had like 1,000 rollover minutes. And so he was
So all
just
he
like,
had was text, and then
and so every month he was just like, "Where I'm at, where I'm at, where I'm at." He's like, "Fuck, now I gotta get a job to get extra minutes
man,
after
I
the
tell
first
you,
2 years."
we getting fucking old. That's all it is. Because you got
Oh.
a birthday coming up next week.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
old
Yes, I
man,
do. I know, man. Well,
42.
no. 38,
Okay,
38,
okay,
38.
okay. All right,
Actually,
cool,
speaking of
cool.
old, let me ask you this then. Is it still old to, like, ask a woman's dad for permission to get married? Is that still, like, an old is that still even a tradition?
I think it is, but I think that's a young man because like I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm 38. I'm grown. Like
Okay.
I mean, maybe I
May
don't
so
know.
so, I'm okay, if it's a young man that like, what's the cutoff? You think once you hit 30, when you're 30, like, "Bro, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not asking another man if I can marry." Or does it
I think it depends on the situation.
okay.
Cause like I could easily see. Okay, it's you. You have a girlfriend that you want to get married to. Y'all met in Dallas, but their parents are from Boston, and like you never see them. Like you've met them a couple times,
Mm.
but really it's just been you two for like 3 years. I'm
Uh.
not gonna ask that man. Like, I don't give a fuck. You ain't been involved, like especially if they're not really involved in her life. But if it's like, no, he's paying for, like
Okay, now if you think he's gonna pay for the wedding, that changes the dynamics on the situation.
yeah,
Like, if
like
you're married into a family where dad will fucking kick in and just like, like, "Oh, yeah, my little girl needed a new apartment, so I just paid for this moving service and
yeah.
pays her first few months rent," kinda shit where dad will just, like, take care of his little girl with some big shit like that. I can kinda see because then you're getting to that territory like, "This motherfucker might end up paying for a few weddings, a few vacations, so maybe I
Yeah,
should kinda talk to
if
him."
he's like, especially if he's like, "Hey, we're gonna," I don't know, I guess if he's provided for you a lot and you've had a good relationship building up to it, I
Okay.
can kinda see where it's like, "Hey, yeah, but if I don't know you, like, if I really don't know you
Mm.
and you haven't made a lot of effort, go fuck yourself." I don't know.
Okay. What about this? You know him, you've been cool, but, like, he's not kicking in on anything. Anything you guys do, like, it's on your own. Like, you guys are paying for the wedding yourself, you guys are doing this on yourself, but, I mean, he's involved, it's just like, "Hey, da 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 da."
I mean,
What do you think?
I would be like,
Or is that just an old random tradition that stems from back whenever you used to when fucking dads would basically sell their daughters off?
I think it's pretty. I think it's part of a older tradition because I'm like, if you're not gonna pay for anything and you say, "Well, no, you can't marry my daughter," I'll be like, "Okay, well, I was only doing this to be nice, but you can go fuck yourself because it's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Not pay for it again?"
Not pay for the thing you were never gonna pay for?
Right, right. So yeah, I don't know. And then I think age is a factor too. Like, I guess I went through a divorce. Shay Shay's went through a long relationship, but we're not younger.
Mm,
So I could see somebody who's like, if you're divorced and you're in your like late
You
30s,
shouldn't need
early
to ask for
40s.
your second marriage, you're
I
thinking?
don't. I'm 40. Like if I'm 42, 43, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna ask her 70-something-year-old dad if this is okay.
Hmm.
Because if he says no, it's gonna be like, well, would I just wait it out? Because he's old.
You're
Like,
just gonna be her friend for the next,
right, right.
15 years till he kinda
And what is she gonna be like? Okay, well,
I mean, shit, you
yeah,
can't do that in Texas because God, you guys move in together, then after what, so many years, you're
it's
common law, so
it's actually the last time I looked, common law is pretty easy in Texas. You don't even have to.
I thought you had to at least cohabitate for a certain period of time.
I mean, as long as you could. One of the rules, then, and I don't know if this has changed, but it's like if you could have proof of people that were around you that you were presenting yourself as married to this person, that's really kind of it.
Okay.
And then living together too.
I know living together is a big thing.
But I don't know about if there's a length of time that you have to do, because I
I
think
guess I guess it makes it because then you can have some rich dude who's like, I don't want this, I don't want to marry her, but I also don't want her common law and getting half my shit. So let me just
no,
pay
it
for
did.
our apartment for
That's
so long.
that's the thing about common law. You can't, because it's more of like the only real benefit that I saw of, I think was like for your taxes.
Okay.
You can file as married because you're under common law. But
Mm,
if you guys just split up, nothing happens.
okay.
At least that was, I don't know. I don't know tax law or tax accounting at
You
all,
don't know
but
divorce laws like that, Neil?
no, I got enough of it. I learned enough of it, and I wanted to put that. I don't want to do that shit again. But anyway, so you came up with a new idea
Yes.
for a segment. You wanted to go.
So yes, so boom, I got a few videos.
So you're going
I'm
to.
gonna give you a
Yeah.
list.
Uh-huh.
I want you to guess which one. Guess one of them. All right. Pick one. Try to guess what it is. We'll find out. And then shit. I just realized looking at one of them, I cannot spell, but you'll see. And then whatever you don't pick or whatever we don't get to, we'll keep for next week.
Okay. So,
All right. So here's what I got.
all right. Let me do our little switcheroo. Okay. So you have
We got first one. First thing I do when I get to heaven.
Haven. Okay. Yeah.
And then we got best date ever. This one I can't spell. Illegal UFC moves. We got lovely gift idea. Never seen that part of the pig. And we got Wicker Man.
Oh. Let's go. Never seen that part of the pig.
Okay. Never seen that part of the pig. All right. Let's get it.
While you
Uh-oh.
doing that, man, fuck this fucking heat. It is 90. Oh, what? That is not
Yeah.
pig.
Just wait.
So did
We're about to cook some hog toenails. I don't knock them till you try them, but they is in the worm family. I will give you that. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is put them in the refrigerator so that
Why does this man have a monkey
they'll
on
slow
his
down
shoulder?
and stop
First
moving
of
as
all,
much.
First of all, I thought that was a black woman talking.
Okay, see, now they're nice
I
and
do like the One
slowed
Punch Man
down.
sweater.
They're nice and slow.
Barely moving.
Barely moving.
Put some pepper. You want to be very generous with
Yes.
the seasonings. Pepper.
These things, they look like
salt.
giant centipede things.
They are
Get a pan
giant.
on medium heat.
There we
Add some
go.
olive oil.
Yeah, cook
Good
these
amount.
things up. You didn't
Put
know
the
these are
lid
part
on
of
and
the
let them
pig?
cook for
Hog
about
toenails.
15 minutes on medium. You got to flip them
Way
halfway.
too much fucking oil, first of all.
Okay, now they're all done. It's got a really creamy texture, and it tastes sort of like a mixture of like lobster
There you go,
and
Neil.
like maybe like caviar or something, because it's really, really
Ooh.
salty.
Maybe
but
like some
pretty
shit.
tasty.
Yeah.
What,
So,
bro?
Neil, it tastes like lobster and caviar. Look at this, Neil. Why would you not want to try this? This looks at hog toenails. I don't know what part of the pig it's from, but it's hog.
I would think I'd rather maybe eating some hog toenails or some pig's feet over that shit.
But Neil, lobster and caviar? You tell me lobster.
No,
Are you going to
no,
sit there
no.
and tell me lobster is bad?
Okay.
Are you going to tell me caviar is bad?
Yeah, I'm not a big caviar fan, but I don't know. It's okay.
okay.
It's okay.
All
I
right.
can't stomach the price of it for what I'm eating, right?
Okay.
But Who cooks?
Hog
Who
toenails.
fries with? I don't fry with my lid on it like that.
I don't know. All I know is he had way too much oil in that pan.
Oh, there was
those things look like they were floating in that guy.
You don't fry in olive oil.
No.
I mean,
but my biggest thing though, here's my thing.
Yeah, tell me the problem with this because
So today,
first of all,
we're about to cook some hog toenails.
Okay, so
where? Oh, the
why
monkey.
does he have a monkey on his shoulder?
Why not have a monkey on his shoulder?
Like he doesn't address this monkey. He doesn't. He just walks up, like the centipede thing, or I guess giant worms with legs because apparently they're in the worm family. Just in a bowl, monkey just sitting there chilling.
I thought centipedes are not part of the worm.
I am not a. Is it entomologist?
I don't know. We're too dumb. We went to Forney and Terrell. But look, okay.
I see. I like how One Punch Man here and the monkey, same fucking expression. Like, what the fuck is this man doing? If he said he was gonna cook it and give it to the monkey, I'd understand.
Wait, play it through where he's seasoning it.
Now don't knock them till you try them.
Yeah, don't knock them till you try them.
But they is in the worm family.
Yeah.
But
see, now they're nice and slowed down.
Got them out of there.
Barely moving.
Yeah.
Put some pepper.
Oh,
you want to be very generous with the seasonings. Pepper.
Salt.
Just some salt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, pause. That's what I thought. That's not seasoning. That's salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. That's the base of everything. Like seasoning would be if you added garlic powder, some I don't know. Some
garlic powder is the minimum level of seasoning. It's like salt and pepper are.
That should be standard. That should go without saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. 100%. Take a piece of meat.
But you can't add too much salt because apparently they taste like caviar, and caviar is salty.
Or maybe it's because he put all that fucking salt on them. That was a lot of salt.
It really was.
Well, if I'm taking a piece of meat, like if I'm doing a steak, I put salt on it and let it rest for 15 minutes.
Can't let those rest. They're going to start moving too much.
No, yeah. Or they're going to shrivel up because you just salted. I don't know if they're like snails, but yeah, you salt it. And then you can either put a little bit more salt and pepper and then your seasoning.
Mm.
But seasoning is something of color.
I mean, the black pepper had some color. But I'm just Neal, let me ask you this. I know you always talk about me and my weird food taste. Like, if I made some and I took a bite first, would you eat these with me?
I would cook them differently.
Oh,
I think I would deep fry them and then afterwards probably hit them with like maybe
chili powder,
some chili powder, maybe some soy sauce or something.
You'd go kind
throw
of like
some
scallions
and maybe like some crushed red pepper
some
on it.
Asian concoction with it. Okay?
And then maybe stir it back up with the sauce. But
chop it up, make some fried rice with it.
No.
Or stir fried noodles.
I'm doing this so that I can stomach a bite.
Those noodles, so it all kind of blends a little bit. So you can't pick. You're trying to find the noodles with the legs.
No, I'm good. I'm telling you, I'm doing this so that I can stomach a bite out of this.
Okay, hold on.
That's it.
Hold on. What if you take the bite? What if it's good, Neal? What do you do if you like it?
Then I eat it.
Okay.
But the way that I assume.
Okay.
This is
I have a new mission, Neal.
It's to find these motherfuckers.
Yeah. There's a few stores I think I can go to that might have them.
Well, all I know is that lobster and caviar do not taste the same. So when you're saying
though, it's creamy. Like if
what creamy lobster are you eating?
Like a lobster bisque is creamy. Tastes like lobster.
That's like saying it tastes.
Neal.
It tastes
Prove
like.
me wrong, Neal.
It's like it tastes like lobster or caviar.
And caviar.
Or
it's
maybe
creamy with lobster.
Maybe scallops, or maybe it tastes like shrimp. Ooh. I don't really know. It's so fucking weird that I can't tell you what it is. It's creamy lobster caviar. Yum. Nasty ass shit. Ugh.
Oh. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for that one.
Absolutely.
I got to see the illegal UFC moves.
Oh, yes. All right. So.
Oh, wait. It'd help if I was on.
I do not recommend you do this.
Man, looks just like an expert.
Remember, you reap what you sow.
Yes, Neal.
Do this only as a last resort in the octagon.
Wait, is a last resort?
Resort.
Okay. So,
yes, Neal.
You got this one guy.
This is going to be,
he's going to be like Steven Seagal. So, I would go either back fist, then elbow.
Perfect.
To the head. Or, if you're left-handed, like some people would go, then back face to the face and follow up with the elbow to the side of the head. So he's ambidextrous.
Yes. I'm just telling you, Neal.
Now remember, you reap what you sow.
Oh.
This man is dangerous, Neal. Man is dangerous. So he's going to be like, you remember when Steven Seagal showed up to the UFC and they front kicked 2 people to the face? I think Anderson Silva and somebody else front kicked 2 people to the face.
Yeah.
Knocked them out.
Yeah.
He was the king of MMA. Steven Seagal was because he taught him that move. This is the next one.
Wait.
Steven Seagal took credit for that.
Oh, he did. I remember this was a while ago.
Because remember, he walked out with Anderson Silva during that fight.
That was
and then 2 cards later, he walks out with another guy. He front kicks the dude to the face and win. And Steven Seagal's like, hey, I taught everybody all that. He's the next one. So you're going to see somebody in UFC, back fist, elbow, just like that. I'm telling you, Neal. So.
Because you want to, the one thing I've learned is you want to leave your face wide the fuck open.
Yes. And you always got to cross your arms when you block.
Right. Because you can throw a really easy jab.
Yes.
When you have your, see?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and the thing about this is looking at the video, you can clearly see, I'm going to assume that he has had time to hone his knowledge and craft because I think this has got to be his parents' house. Just based on
he just
the
moved.
hoarding of things.
He got an apartment finally.
Oh, he
just
moved out.
I think he just moved in to his apartment. He hadn't unpacked yet. But now, why would you unpack when you have so much time for your MMA videos?
He's got his stuff in there. He can't unpack because that will close off the space in his room to prevent him from training.
And let's talk about these PC carpal tunnel gloves that he's got. Like this is, I don't know what, and I bet he
just hold on before you go on. Let me just let you know before you say anything else about this man's gloves. You reap what you sow.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
If I ever. Like if one day I ever run into somebody from one of these videos and they hear my comment, like, hey, I heard you talking about me. I will lose my shit.
Okay, so bro, here's the crazy thing. Like you hang around, if you're like in MMA gyms for long enough, like you see guys like this show up like to the gym.
Like this guy?
Not too far up. You'll see a little bit better. You'll see guys like that.
The tough guys.
No. I mean, guys, just and like in shape guys like this too. Like I've been back whenever I was training at Fortis, there were a couple guys I would see would come into the gym and he would do the weirdest shit. I mean, like I remember seeing a guy, literally, he'd be at the heavy bag. He'd be like doing back fist, double punches into the bag.
Oh, he was
moving
just
around doing.
Yeah.
And he's at. Keep in mind, this is like, it's either early in the morning or middle of the day. He's by himself, just honing his skills, doing the craziest, insane, nonsensical stuff. And we're back there. We're up there. We're just working out. We're just looking like, what is this dude doing?
It's the
like,
guys.
What the shit?
So you're talking about the guys that they think they know what they're doing, but they do it on a heavy bag. They'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and record that in front of him at the mirror.
Dude, there are so many guys just like this dude that will just show up at MMA gyms and you're just like, oh, bro, It's like it's
yeah, like you guys are a different breed of combat sport. Because what was the video that we saw? It was I think he was 210 is what, light heavyweight in boxing.
205 is 205 is the limit for
So
light
he was
heavyweight.
probably not. It was he said he was walking around 210. I assume he fights at
Probably light heavyweight.
light heavyweight.
Mm.
And somebody asked him if he thought he could take a leg kick, and dude had really like stout. He didn't have skinny legs. He definitely worked his legs out, but as a boxer, you don't get hit there because you're not supposed to. And this little 155er looks him dead in his face, and he goes, "I don't think you want this." And he's like, "I really don't think you can take this leg kick." And he goes, "Man, it'll be fine." And I thought that he was going to kick him just straight leg to foot. And the guy was like, "Nah, I'm going to put this pad on." And I'm like, and he gets a pad? I was like, I think I could do that. I saw him kick him in his leg, and just the snap of it hitting, I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. He immediately was like, "Take this shit off. I'm done. I don't want to do this
People
again."
underestimate how much leg kicks suck. Like I remember how I learned that I needed to defend leg kicks because I was sparring. I remember I had been training maybe all of maybe 6 months, and I remember I came in. I remember it was a Saturday class. I came in. I was sparring this one guy, and this guy he was more Muay Thai guy, and so we're in there sparring, and I remember he kicked me in my I'm orthodox, so my left leg's in front, and he kicked me in the same spot in my left thigh 8 fucking times in this round. And by like the third one, I was like, "Oh fuck me!" And like I was like, "All right, I need to do something." And I tried to do something. Wham! He kicks me again. I was like, "Shit!"
Wasn't it Machida and Hua that had that leg kick spar off where they just
tagged
their leg was? I think it was Machida that had like
maybe I don't.
It was nothing but purple.
I remember Jose Aldo and Uriah Faber when Aldo just ripped Faber's legs apart, and like his leg blew up to 3 times the size.
That was
it was
nasty.
like black. It was like, but dude, like he kicked me in the same spot 8 times.
Over
He's
and
like,
over
"Yeah,
and over
man, you
again.
got to defend those." And I was like, "Yeah, I see that now."
Yeah.
Dude, I had a bruise like this big on my thigh for the next week and a half. Like I get to work that Monday. I'm fucking limping, and I was like, "Ugh," dude. It was like, it sucks. And even funnier, I remember later that year, because I think we were still at Octagon at the time. I remember Coach Safe was talking to this guy at this bar, and like this guy was trying to do something sponsored with the gym where like every time there was a UFC event, they were gonna have everybody from the gym come out and watch it and all that kind of stuff. So while they're doing it, this guy, literally tiny guy, this guy weighs maybe at best 170 pounds or something like that, not in shape, and this is probably circa 2013 at best.
Yeah.
And so this guy's like, "Yeah, I see these guys, I always want to try to take a leg kick or whatever." And so he gets one of his friends to film it. And Coach Safe was like, "You sure?" He's like, yeah, I want it. "Oh, yeah, I want you to kick me on my leg." He's like, "Okay." And so no shin pads, no pads, no nothing. So this guy, he stands in front of Coach Safe. He does that, fucking around doing like that Muay Thai stuff and kind of laughing. Coach Safe's like, "All right." He turns and he didn't wind up super fast, but he just, as he came around, you see him just lean and he turned his hips right into it and just dug straight down into this dude's thigh. And he hits him, and this dude immediately goes, and just falls to the ground on his fucking leg. And I'm laughing. I was like, "Bro, why would you ask me?" And he asked him, he's like, yeah, I want you to really throw it. And he's like, "Got you."
Okay.
Coach Saber was like, "I got you on this."
That's all I'm trying to say is if you have never fought in your life and you're like, "You know what? I want to get kicked or punched by somebody who's an MMA fighter and is, professional. I don't care what weight class they're in. Don't fucking do it. Because they're going to hurt you."
Oh, yeah. It's like some 230-pound dude walking up to Mighty Mouse like, "Yeah, bro, yeah, you're good, but for your weight, I don't think you're like, you couldn't take somebody like me."
That's
though.
what
It's like,
That's essentially.
He would fuck you up.
That's essentially what Bradley Martin did.
Oh yeah,
265, and
we did talk.
and he
Mighty
was
Mouse
like,
would fuck him all the way up.
Mighty Mouse would choke him out.
Did you
so
hear
fast.
about Mike Perry calling him out though?
Nuh-uh.
Apparently, Mike Perry called out Bradley Martin because you know, like Mike Perry is doing bare knuckle fighting now, and so he was like, "I'll fight you in a real what you call street fight, dude." It's just like, ooh,
because that's the thing is he kept using like, well, if I get a hold of you, it's over, and I'm like, I don't think
Mike Perry's done MMA and now he's doing bare knuckle fighting. Like he's gonna fuck you up.
But
bro.
I'm saying maybe a boxer, but not an MMA person. Because if you grab somebody and you don't know what to do with them, then they're gonna go, I do.
It's like,
and they're gonna whip around.
Yeah. Now you're right where I want you. Oh, let me just underhook, and now let me throw you, dump you. Now you're man.
And I'm gonna he's gonna get choked out. Like that'll be it happen. He'll wake up. But
did you ever see the video? There's a video of this one boxer. He's talking. I think there's a boxing gym connected to this jiu-jitsu gym or something like that.
Yeah.
And a couple of these boxers start talking shit or whatever. And he's like, all right, I'm going to take one of my female purple belts. I'm going to have him go up against you and just keep her from choking you as long as you can. And they line up 3 different guys. And this chick, inside of 2 minutes on each one, chokes the shit out of every single one of them. It's great.
See, I get it, though, because, like, as a boxer, you do not know what to do when you're on the ground because you're not trained for that at all.
Yeah, here's like they started standing though.
Right.
Like she grabs them, drags them to the ground, and now they're like, oh no.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like, even if you start standing, as soon as you get down, you literally, unless you train in MMA, you don't know what the fuck to do.
And even in boxing, man, yeah, I grab you and wrap you up. You might be able to get, you can get some like little punch, but the ref always breaks them apart once they get wrapped up. Nobody's breaking me up in an MMA fight. If I come in, I get double underhooks on you, bro, you're fucked. Like I'm either gonna double leg you or I'm gonna step in and try to throw you. Like I'm
right. And that's what I'm saying is like, I'm not sitting here trying to say I could take on a professional boxer because there's no fucking way in hell that I could. But I'm saying that pro boxers are I believe at a disadvantage. If you just try to fight somebody, an MMA person is like, I know I can use a lot more than what you're allowed to use.
I've got more tools. Like you, with your hands, you're a fucking goddamn master sushi chef. Right. You're doing all this stuff and that.
I'm out here making wine with my feet and my elbows and my knees. Yeah. Like
I'm a fucking utility knife. I'm going to be able to do all this other shit.
Yeah. No, I get into a ring with a boxer. I'm going to get tapped 14 times in my face before I can even. I was like, what happened? Why am I?
My hands aren't going to be as good, but if don't let me get in close. If I get in close, I'm fucking grabbing you.
Oh man! All right, so last video,
yeah,
last
one more.
Video
We'll
of the
save
week.
the rest for next
so
week.
Let's see.
We've done illegal UFC moves. We've never seen that part of the pig. So we've got first thing I'm doing when I get to heaven, best date ever, lovely gift idea, and Wicker Man.
Let's go Wicker Man.
Man?
I feel like I feel strong with the Wicker Man.
Oh snap! Okay, there we go. Let me get this out of here. Boom.
Oh, we're gonna get. Never mind.
Here we go. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Oh.
So there's a guy with a giant net up in a tree.
Are these?
And it looks like that
bees?
The
these look like bees. There's
like
bees flying everywhere.
Oh no! Back falls with a hive full of bees right over his head, just like the Wicker Man basket.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard about the scene.
Not the bees.
Not the bees.
No, and they fucking take a basket full of bees and just put this helmet right on like a Nicolas Cage's head. And I mean, I'm just saying,
right.
he was doing his best reenactment, Neal.
Now I can't stop itching. Well, thanks, Neal, for the bees and everything. Okay, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll try to get all of our shit together and not have technical. Anyway, see you next week. Thank you, everybody.
Peace.